What's the difference between a tuna and a guitar? You can tune a guitar, but you can't guitar a tuna. Hey, if you ever have noticed that your guitar just sounds off no matter what you play, you might be out of tune. Good news, freebies. Today we'll get your guitar tuned up in under 5 minutes. I'm Kelsey, and this is your fast and free guitar lesson. Let's go. Nothing saps the joy out of playing guitar like playing out of tune. But thankfully, tuning is free and easy. Anyone can do it. First things first, you need a tuner. Now, I will cover how to tune your guitar by ear in another video, but today we're going to keep it simple. Your first option is to get a free guitar tuning app. My personal favorite is one called Guitar Tuna, spelled tuna like the fish. This is a great option because it's free. You take your phone everywhere you go anyway, so you can just whip out that tuner. The one downside is it uses the microphone to pick up the sounds for tuning, which works great if you're in a quiet environment. But if you're at a noisy band practice, it can be a bit hard to get in tune. That's where our second kind of tuner comes in hand. A clip-on tuner can work really well for tuning in noisy environments. They clip onto the head of your guitar and they measure the tuning through the vibrations that travel through the neck into the head. I really like the Snark brand, works great, but there's other brands too. You can check out Variety Styles. This one is a low visibility tuner that can slip right on your guitar. You can leave it on your headstock or you can just keep it in your case. That's the one downside to these is you have to travel with them and have them handy to use them. Finally, another style of tuner is a pedal board tuner. You can use a multi-effect pedal board, and typically those have a tuner built in, or you could even buy a tuning pedal specifically for tuning. So once you know what kind of tuner you're going to use, it's time to get familiar with the head of your guitar. Let's check that out. So with this kind of head, we have all of our tuning keys on one side. All of these keys move in the same direction. So twisting them away from you will make the pitch go higher. Twisting them back towards you will make the pitch go lower. So your guitar's head likely looks something like this. 3 keys on one side, 3 keys on the other. With heads like this, they actually move in opposite directions on the different sides. So on your thick strings, your 6-5-4 string side, tuning away from you, moving away, makes the pitch go higher. On strings 3, 2, 1, it comes back around, and tuning the keys towards you makes the pitch go higher. So a little trick here is just to imagine it like a U-turn. If you have a guitar head like this, but it's not matching this tuning pattern, there's a chance that the strings were installed incorrectly. You can fix that the next time you replace your strings. Here we have an electric guitar that has the 3 tuning keys on each side. Some acoustic guitars have all of the keys on one side. Some electric guitars have our keys on both sides. Either way, the tuning directions function the same. You might notice something different about this guitar head. It only has 4 keys, and that's because it's a bass guitar. Bass guitars function the same way. If they have all the tuning keys on one side, they tune all the same direction. If they're on both sides, they make that U-shaped pattern. And this is a 12-string guitar. Functions the exact same way with our keys on both sides, except for it has 12 strings. They take forever to tune. Be glad you just have 6 to deal with. Tuning is just making sure your strings sound exactly how they're supposed to. Not too high, not too low. If they're too low, we call that flat. And if they're too high, we call it sharp. Now on your tuner, there's a meter. If you're flat, it'll likely show perhaps the red color to the left, or if you're sharp and too high, it might show a yellow color to the right. Whatever color it is, you want the tuning meter to be centered. On my Snark tuner, that color is green. On Guitar Tuna, the app, it has numbers, negative numbers when you're too low, positive numbers when you're too high, and a check mark on the center line when you're perfectly in tune. So here are 5 tips that will save you from tuning headaches. Tip number 1, make sure your tuner is set up correctly. Sometimes your tuner might show a little tiny letter, maybe a G or a B or a V that represents what instrument you're tuning. If you're tuning your guitar, make sure it's set to G. If you're tuning a bass, make sure it's set to B. Also, if your tuner shows a number, perhaps the number 440 or a number around that, that is its hertz setting. Make sure it's set to 440. That's standard for musical tuning. Number 2, make sure that you only hit one string at a time when you tune. Make sure no strings are ringing out. You only want the one string to sound. Number 3, before you get into tuning a string, check the tuner and make sure it says the correct note name for that string. To be able to figure out whether to tune up or down if it's reading the wrong note, all you have to do is say the alphabet. So for instance, let's say you're tuning your D string and it's saying C. Well, think through the alphabet. A, B, C, D. You want D, but you're on C, which means you need to go up. And you need to tune that string up until it reads D and then tune to D. Let's say that you're tuning your E string and it's reading F. Well, we can think through the alphabet. A, B, C, D. E is what we want. F is what we have. F is too high. We need to bring it down until it reads E. Always make sure your tuner is reading the right note. 4, this could save you hours of tuning. A little tiny twist goes a long way. A quarter twist of your tuning key can actually change your tuning significantly. You'll actually tune much more quickly if you use little tiny twists to get to the right pitch as opposed to big twists. 5, make sure not to tune your strings too high, especially strings 1 and 2. If you tune them too high, it puts too much tension on the strings and they can snap. Here's my challenge to you this week. Tune your guitar every day. It may take 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes at first, but as you practice, pretty soon you'll be tuning in a minute or less. And I'd be happy to be your practice buddy. Check out my tuning practice video where I go into more depth about tuning with Guitar Tuna as well as a clip-on tuner. If you're ready to learn some chords, hit subscribe and catch me in the next video. Thanks for joining me for this fast and free guitar lesson. Step 'em, stack 'em, have your music lessons your way. Fast and free. Music is for everyone.